Hello and welcome to another video, and in this video I have prepared you a good one, so stay towards the end because it gets really interesting. We just have farmers for Trump. You know that I like, guys, if you've just been watching my channel, I strongly recommend you that you can please subscribe to my channel for you just keep watching. But you know that I do like a good Latinos a good FAFO, Latinos for Trump, and I also like a good FAFO, farmers for Trump. You know that those are my favorite ones, okay? So in this one, I have you a good one, a good farmers for Trump, okay? And yes, and just stay towards the end because it gets really interesting.
Last week, USDA released the final rule without public notice or comment, stating that it will no longer employ race and sex-based socially disadvantaged designation or provide increased benefits. What this means, the programs that I was in are not there anymore. I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but the money I was waiting, the money that I was waiting on to help me get caught up was because I was a female veteran in this USDA program. I was targeted because I was a beginner farmer, limited resource, and a veteran. I applied for these programs because no other traditional routes were going to allow me to farm. No banks were going to allow me to farm. So I went for this program with the USDA because it was finally something that targeted me. And now it's gone. So what that means is I'm being targeted, I guess, to be erased. I don't know what this all means. I just know my fight got a whole lot harder to keep something I really believe in.
Yeah, this is why Republicans are lying pieces of shit, Republican politicians. And you folks who vote Republican, this is what you need to be aware of. Our farmers are really struggling. Arkansas farms filing for bankruptcy. Arkansas farm bankruptcies are up 100% this year. 100% increase this year over the previous year. Now, this is because of trade, because a lot of the food the food that's being grown is not going to China. Why is it not going to China? China is the biggest purchaser of some of these crops because of the trade policy and the enormous tariffs. And China said they're not going to buy. They interviewed John Boozman, senator from Arkansas, for this article. And you know who he blamed? Yeah. Can you guess? Yeah, that's right. The prior administration, he said, wasn't very good at trade. But then he admitted that current trade policy has some bumps in the road that will be ironed out. See, right there is the tell. He's telling you, this is 100% Donald Trump's fault, but I'm going to lie about it and blame the prior administration because that's all I can do. This guy's a lying piece of shit, like all Republican politicians. If you voted for Republicans, you voted for 100% increase in farm bankruptcies in this state, in Arkansas. It is 100% Donald Trump's fault because of this trade catastrophe with the tariffs and all of this stupid bullshit. And they all know it. The senator, he knows it. That was the tell. There are some bumps and bruises in the, current trade policy that will be ironed out. Sure it will. Yeah, just like Mexico was going to pay for the wall, just like we're going to see Trump's healthcare plan in 2 weeks, just like the Epstein list was going to be released, right? These fucking people lie. I can't understand for the life of me why voters believe these fuckers. here we have a concrete example of Republican policy, Donald Trump's policy, ruining a complete fucking sector of their own voting base in a state. And they'll continue to vote Republican. You Republican voters reap what you sow. Literally. 100% increase in farm bankruptcies in Arkansas because of Donald Trump.
I heard y'all farmers was mad that Trump doing you wrong. I see y'all making these videos. Some of y'all turning your flags upside down and you saying, nah, this what you get, farmers. I'm not. And then I heard some of you farmers are actually setting other black farms on fires because you jealous of black farmers because they had to get theirs out the mud, but you need some workers on your. I just find it funny. Who y'all thought was gonna come and work on them farms? Now, come on now. Who y'all thought was gonna come and get those jobs? This is what y'all wanted because y'all wanted to vote for Trump blindly for absolutely no reason, and guess what? This is what you get. So now a lot of y'all businesses are going out of business. You farmers are crying. You're mad. And guess what? I find it very beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing that you guys are getting finessed. It is hilarious to me. It is hilarious to me.
And yes, we know that some of the farmers that voted for Trump, they just want to get some kind of slavery kind of treatment for their workers going, okay, where they can get even free and cheaper labor, okay? And also they do wanted to, they didn't think about it because they just only wanted to own the lips, okay? That's what they wanted. That was the main reason. They wanted to own the lips. And it happens they are just going bankrupt, and it's just a sad thing. But I had to remind you that the majority of farmers, they voted for Trump, okay? They voted for Trump like 70% of the farmers voted for Trump. And it's just crazy how this is a poor case of FAS off. And this is the thing, you know, one person the Orange Buffon hate the most is their own voters. And I'm not even kidding about it, because you see Venezuelans voted for him and Cubans, and he's doing all kinds of things for they can for FAs for them. Farmers voted for Trump and he's doing all kinds of things. You have to remember the Donald Trump, he is a narcissist. That he only cares about himself and his money. He doesn't care about anybody else, just his money and himself. And these people voting for Trump are now finding out that they are just gonna lose their farms, that they are gonna lose everything they have. So stay towards the end, because this is gonna be a really good video. Stay towards the end.
Farmers in Maine don't just help feed our families, they help feed the world. But right now, the USDA is being gutted. 1 in 7 staff have been cut. That's over 15,000 jobs. Those jobs include food safety scientists, vets, conservation staff, and that includes 11 people who have lost their jobs right here in Maine. Farmers are owed billions in unpaid contracts, and right here in Maine, that number is 26 million alone. These cuts don't just hurt farms, they threaten all of our food security.
The farmers are filing bankruptcy. They said farmers are filing bankruptcy. One reason because of Mr. T. They said because, you know, they deporting all the immigrants. You know, they deporting folks that even shouldn't be deported. And the tariffs, commodities, the farmers are going bankrupt. They are not making no money. And everybody knows if you file bankruptcy, that just means bad credit. You're not going to have credit. And you know, when you got a farm or a business, you need credit to buy supplies. I had a small business, so I know a little bit about that. You need credit to buy supplies. You need, you need things for your business. So that's sad to hear. But what's even sadder is that the farmers voted him in. Y'all voted for this. And another sad thing is the farmers, they're still, and I'm not even going to just talk about farmers. Some of these people that ain't farmers, they just got business. Some of y'all are still waiting for something to happen to y'all. for y'all. You waiting for something good to happen. Well, nothing's going to happen that's going to be good because the tariffs, he's up and down and up and down. First he says 30%, then he says 40%, then he says 50%. He's playing a game while he's making big money off of crypto. He made $57 million. So do you think he's thinking about a farmer in Idaho or Illinois? You know, it don't affect me because I'm poor anyway. Just a regular working woman. Grown kids. I'm not hurting. All I got to feed is myself. But it's just sad. Y'all voted for this man. And the amount of disrespect he is giving y'all. Okay, it looks like he deported y'all workers. You know, the tariffs. You buy products, the products are going to be higher. That's what the business people say. It's just a mess. Anyway, good luck.
So President Sunny D promised to fix the job market by deporting 11 million undocumented workers. Like it was a new binge series, ICE, Special Victims of Common Sense. Megatron told black voters, Mexicans are taking your jobs. Like we were all gonna add day laborer to our resumes by Monday morning. But guess what? 2025 just hit a record. More farm bankruptcies in the first quarter than all of 2024 combined. Farmers are begging for help. And Commander Coppertone, he sent ICE back out, even stricter, because clearly the problem was too many workers keeping the economy alive. Turns out crops don't pick themselves, restaurants don't staff themselves, and black folks, they aren't lining up to break their backs for $10 an hour with no benefits just because Trump ran out of scapegoats. They thought they could swap immigrants for job-correless inner-city youth, you know, the same ones they underfund, over-police, and call thugs on TV. This was never about jobs. It was about villains, about vibes. Really, it was all about votes. But now, capitalism's on line one, and it wants its workers back. Now make that make sense.
I don't even know where to start with this update because I've known about it since February. Personally, I've felt the attacks on my program since February, but it's 2 p.m., about 2:15 my time here in South Texas on Saturday, and at 9:30 this morning, I got a text from RAFI, this is Rural Advancement Foundation International, pretty much saying I needed to get in and make copies of all my USDA documents for the programs that I am a part of, because DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, is in there now, and there has been an article leaked that they're in there messing with USDA documents. If you guys follow them, this is RAFI. RAFI is a nonprofit that helps socially disadvantaged groups, rural socially disadvantaged groups. So me, I am both a veteran and I'm a female farmer. All my programs in the USDA are because my husband is Hispanic, I'm female, and we're both disabled veterans. So this impacts everything. National Public Radio recently reported that DOGE staff now have access not only to read but also edit farmer data in the USDA systems. I'm going to open the article right now and I'm going to read the article. This means that government staff that are unfamiliar with these systems could unintentionally or without full understanding alter or erase important information or sensitive documents. Last week, USDA released a final rule without public notice or comment stating that it will no longer employ race and sex-based socially disadvantaged designation or provide increased benefits. What this means, the programs that I was in are not there anymore. Oh my God, I just promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but the money I was waiting the money that I was waiting on to help me get caught up was because I was a female veteran in this USDA program. I was targeted because I was a beginner farmer, limited resource, and a veteran. I applied for these programs because no other traditional routes were going to allow me to farm. No banks were going to allow me to farm. So I went for this program with the USDA because it was finally something that targeted me, and now it's gone. So what that means is I'm being targeted, I guess, to be erased. I don't know what this all means. I just know my fight got a whole lot harder to keep something I really, really, really believe in. I have done everything I could. On Monday, I'm going in, or I'm calling to get copies of all my files. I have actually lost access to view my files on the USDA online links. Like, I don't see any of my files anymore. So I don't know what that means. So Monday I'm going to ask for all paper copies. Sorry, this is just a lot. I came on here because I'm just so desperate for just everybody to know this is going on. There's people already that have lost their farms. There's people that are in the same shoes as I am. They might even be worse off. I don't know. I have just started this journey with the USDA. I only have 2 loans with them. I had an assistance program that was approved for in funding that was supposed to come to help me get caught back up. That's the money I've been waiting on, and it hasn't came. It's frozen. And this message this morning from Rafi is that's not gonna come now because I'm a female veteran and my husband is Hispanic. This is the America that you voted for if you voted MAGA. I did not vote for this. I didn't vote for this. The American dream is gone. It's gone. It's all gone. When farmers can't even farm, what's the fucking point of being in this fucking country right now? Anyways, I'm on TikTok right now because there's people making like stupid money on this app, selling you like the stupidest things, raising funds. I'm raising funds any way I can. GoFundMe. I've got several different links. I'm going to open up more apps. I guess there's more things you can get into for fundraising. I'm crowdsourcing any way I can. I'm not giving up. There's no way I'm giving up because this is so dumb. Like, it's just so dumb. Like, why would they do this? I know why they're doing it, because they want the money. It's billions of dollars that was designated for these programs. It's just, I don't know, just a loss of words right now. Any help is appreciated. It's all going to the farm. Everything I'm raising is going to help pay the USDA. I do not want to work with them anymore whatsoever. So I'm going to keep raising funds and do everything I can just to pay off all the loans. Even if that means I have to go get a second or third job on top of all the work I'm already doing. And being on TikTok, oh my gosh, if I have to sell the stupidest things on TikTok just to make money to save my farm, I'm gonna frickin' do it. There's no reason they get to win. They can't win. This is so dumb. It's public information now that they're doing this, so I'm not making this up. So anybody attacks me in the comments, I'm not making this up. Just Google it. It's happening. Any other farmers out there that you lost your farms, I'm so sorry. Anybody else out there that's fighting to keep theirs, oh my God, just share your story. Just talk about it. People need to know this is happening. Anyways, I'm gonna keep fighting. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it, and I'm gonna keep fighting. Thank you.
It really breaks my heart, because this one breaks my heart, truly, truly, because she didn't vote for Donald Trump, okay, and she just being affected with all the other farmers, okay, they are being affected. Don't forget, 70% of farmers voted for this, and she was one of those, like 30% exception, they didn't vote for the orange buffon. And now she's about to lose her farm. She's just trying everything that she can to don't lose her farm. But as the way the winds are blowing, I hope her, I really hope her the best. I'm gonna be praying for her, because it's not, things are not looking good for any farmer in this country, perhaps. Because they all, you know what is the big plan? If they would have just informed themselves, they would have just read Project 2025, how say that all the farms, all the family farms are gonna become corporate. That is what it's all about. It's about corporate farming. It's not about having family farm anymore. It's no more family farm. It's all about corporate farming. That's what Project 2025 was all about. That's what they're just getting rid of all the programs. That's why they're getting rid of USAID. That's why they're just getting rid of the programs they help. And this specific program, because that was one of those DEI programs that helps minority farmers or white women, because the DEI covers, white women, Asians, okay, all the minorities, okay? And she's being affected by it, okay? So yes, this is happening in America. And I don't know if the family farms will be able to survive this that is coming. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. And it's just heartbreaking it. Even when the majority of them voted for the orange buffon. What do you think? Comment below. Do you feel bad for them? I feel bad for this lady because it seems like she voted for Kamala. But I don't think that I feel bad for the ones that voted for Trump, because they voted for this. This is what they wanted. So, but for her, I do feel bad.
55%. That's the rate that American farmers have been declaring bankruptcy over and above last year. 55% more bankruptcies of American farmers. And it's the conditions, the economic conditions that are contributing to it. A lack of a workforce, a lack of labor, tariffs, I mean, the whole 9 yards. Everything this administration has done is contributing to these people losing everything. They're losing the farm, right? So why is this important? Why should you care? Well, what happens when a family declares bankruptcy is that their property is sold in a sheriff's auction to satisfy creditors. So they lose their property. It's fire sailed. And, if they've got a $1 million loan on the 1,000 acres they got, and they get $500,000 for the property, well, they're on the hook for another $500,000. We're talking about generations that have farmed land, that have been farmers their entire lives, losing everything because they can't sell a product overseas. I mean, most of our corn and grain is sold to other countries, and the tariffs are making it more expensive than other options. So they can't sell what they've farmed for decades or centuries. So what's the end run here? Why is this happening? Well, my speculation is that there's large, massive farming operations out there, very large corporations that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of acres. For example, the King Ranch. And 25 years ago, they had 1 million acres and several 100,000 head of cattle. And they're looking to expand. So how do you expand cheaply? Well, what you do is you get somebody to pass legislation that's going to make family farms file bankruptcy. And then instead of giving them fair market value for it, you can just buy the land in foreclosure. So, well, out of bankruptcy. So that's the end run here. That's what all these policies are doing, is simply gutting family farmers to allow corporations to get farmland cheaply. It's a shame. It's sad. It's shameful. But that's what this administration is going for, you know. Line the pockets of the big corporations, the big farmers, and shaft us.
So I found this, and it says more U.S. farmers filed for bankruptcy in the first 3 months of 2025 than in all of 2024. The 259 filings marked the highest yearly total since 2021. This can't be true, is it? Unfortunately it is, because this comes from a farming website where it says farm bankruptcies this year already exceed 2024 levels. More farms nationwide filed for bankruptcy in the first 3 months of the year this year than across the entirety of 2024. 259 filings in the first 3 months. And the article cites the person who is talking and a research study from Arkansas, and it is devastating. But I think there was somewhere, did I hear about this, that was going to possibly happen with Donald Trump back in office? Maybe that was us who were talking about it, because there was warnings of this, that bankruptcies for farmers and farms going out of business would hit an all-time high because of Donald Trump, his tariffs, and the way he does things. At what point are the MAGAs going to admit Donald Trump is doing more harm than good? You couple this with just destroying food from the USAID for people who need it instead of giving it out. He's not on a very good roll right now. Well, I would say he's not on a good roll ever, but that's me. What do you guys think? Do you think that this is good? What do you think the MAGAs are going to say about this? Are they going to say anything about this? Comment, like, share, tell everybody. Spread this word. What we need is to talk about these things that are happening and how they are hurting U.S.-born citizens, and continue to put shine that light right on Donald Trump.
And we just made it towards the end of this video. Please don't forget giving a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow, and it helps other people to find my content and my videos. I hope that you enjoy this video, okay? Help us to support liberal media, okay? Yes, the MAGA nuts, they have all the views. The MAGA nuts, they have all the subscribers. But what happened with liberal media? We had to support liberal media. So just please don't forget to subscribe, okay? Thank you so much. You guys have an amazing day. Bye.